Physics class 11 chapter 6 work, energy and power. In the last class we have studied collision in one dimension. What do we mean by collision in one dimension? If the initial velocities and final velocities of both the bodies are along the same straight line, then it is called a one-dimensional collision or head-on collision. Today we shall study collisions in two dimensions. Consider two masses m1 and m2 in two dimensions as shown in the figure. Okay, so we have got mass m1, mass m2, and they are in two dimensions. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. So they are in two dimensions. The particle m1 is moving with speed v1I and m2 is at rest. Therefore, v2I is equal to 0. Let us consider that the particle with mass m1 is moving with the velocity v1I and the particle m2 is at rest. Therefore, v2I, the velocity of the second particle, is 0. The mass m1 collides with stationary mass m2 and they fly off in different directions. Now this mass m1 is coming towards the mass m2, so they collide and they are moving away in different direction. Suppose mass m1 after collision, it is making angle theta 1 with the horizontal, that is with the x-axis, and the mass m2 after the collision, it is moving in the direction and making the angle theta 2 with the horizontal. Okay, now see, now this particle m1 which is moving in this direction, its velocity is towards this side. Now since the velocity is neither perpendicular nor parallel, therefore we have to resolve this, the velocity of the particle with mass m1 in two component. After the collision, the velocity is suppose v1f, then we resolve this into one component horizontal and other one is vertical. Okay, so the horizontal component will be v1f cos theta 1 and vertical component is v1f sin theta 1, and theta 1 is the angle it makes with the horizontal. Similarly, this mass m2 is moving in this direction, so its velocity is v2f, the final velocity after the collision of mass m2, the particle of mass m2 is v2f. Again, this is neither perpendicular nor parallel, so I have to resolve into two components. Okay, so horizontal component is v2f cos theta 1, cos theta 2, and the perpendicular or vertical is v2f sin theta 2. Theta 2 is the angle at which the particle after the collision is moving, and this is the angle it makes with the horizontal. In collisions, linear momentum is conserved. Okay, we know that in all the collisions, linear momentum is conserved. The x and y component equations are along original direction. Now we are going to write the component of x and y along the original direction and the perpendicular direction to the perpendicular to the original direction. Okay, and using the linear momentum. Okay, conservation of linear momentum, right? So now you can see here the first particle has got the mass and the velocity, so the momentum will be v1I m1. Here the mass is m2 but the velocity is 0, so momentum of this particle is 0. So initial momentum is in the same direction, or the direction of the original direction will be v1I into m1. Okay, so I have written here m1 v1I, and in the same direction after the collision you can see this component of the velocity is in this direction, so the momentum will be m1 v1f cos theta 1, and for the particle with mass m2, this is the component in the original direction, that means m2 v2f cos theta 2. Okay, so this will be the sum of this will be the final momentum. Okay, so we can write here m1 v1I equal to m1 v1f, this one m1 v1f cos theta 1 plus this one, sorry, this one v2f cos theta 2, m2 v2f cos theta 2, mass, that is m2 v2f cos theta 2. Okay, so m2 v2f cos theta 2, and perpendicular to original direction. Now perpendicular to original direction, before the collision there is no component. Okay, so that will be 0, the momentum will be 0 along the perpendicular direction to the original direction. Okay, perpendicular to original direction, and when you come after the collision, the one component is upward, that is v1f sin theta 1, so m1 v1f sin theta 1, and other one is m2 v2f sin theta 2, but here one is upward, one is below, they are in opposite direction, so you have to take the difference of this, right? So I write here 0 equal to m1 v1f sin theta 1 minus m2 v2f sin theta 2. Okay, now if we know m1, m2, v1I, and usually we know the mass of the particles and the initial velocity of the first particle, then the four unknown quantities, that is v1f, v2f, theta 1, theta 2 can be determined. v1f and v2f are the final velocities after the collisions of particle 1 and 2, and theta 1 and theta 2 are the angles at which they are moving away, okay, after the collision, right? So the unknown quantities can be found if theta 1 and theta 2 are 0, okay. If this theta 1 equal to theta 2 and they are 0, then the collision is in one dimension, which we have done in the previous class, okay. The collision will become in one dimension if theta 1 and theta 2 is 0. If collision is elastic, kinetic energy also is conserved, okay. We know that if the collision is elastic, then kinetic energy is conserved. That means we can write 1 by 2 m1 v1I square equal to 1 by 2 m1 v1f square plus 1 by 2 m2 v2f square, right? So now using the equation, this one, okay, first one, second one, and this third one, we can find the unknown quantities v1f, v2f, theta 1, theta 2. Okay, so that is the theory part of collisions in two dimensions. Example 6.13. Consider the collision depicted in figure 6.10 to be between two billiard balls with equal masses m1 equal to m2. The first ball is called the cue while the second ball is called the target. The billiard player wants to sink the target ball in a corner pocket which is at an angle theta 2 equal to 37 degree. Assume that the collision is elastic and that friction and rotational motion are not important. Obtain theta 1. Here m1 equal to m2. The billiard ball's size is same. Mass is same. Mass is same. Therefore, by conservation of momentum, we have derived this result when we studied the one dimension collision, that is v1I equal to v1f plus v2f, squaring both the sides. So you square here, v1I square equal to square of this is v1f plus v2f whole square. Using a plus b whole square, we expand this, so v1f square plus v2f square plus 2 times vector v1f dot vector v2f. So this v1f square as it is plus v2f square as it is plus 2. This dot product can be written as v1f into v2f into cos theta 1 plus theta 2. Okay, you know the dot product a dot b equal to a b cos theta. Theta is the angle between a and b. Okay, so here theta 1 plus theta 2. v1I square equal to v1f square plus v2f square plus 2 v1f v2f cos theta 1 plus theta 2 value given in the equation as 37. Okay, so this value I am putting as 37 degree. Since the collision is elastic and m1 equal to m2, it follows from conservation of kinetic energy. Now we are given in the question that the collision we are taking as elastic and the mass of the billiard balls are same. That means the conservation of kinetic energy is happening. Okay, so what we can say is, because of conservation of kinetic energy, we can say that v1I square equal to v1f square plus v2f square. Okay, this also we have derived. Now v1I square equal to this one, you take this equation and this value v1f square plus v2f square, this value you can place from here. So v1f square plus v2f square equal to v1I square. So this v1I square I am keeping as it is plus this value, from using this relation I write as v1I square plus this value 2 v1f v2f cos theta 1 plus 37 degree. Okay, v1I square if you transfer it will become negative and it will, this is positive, this value transferred is negative, one is positive, negative equal value, so it will cancel and it will remain 0 here. Equal to this side is 2 v1f v2f cos theta 1 plus 37 degree. That means this 2 cannot be 0, right? This 2 we consider not 0, so you take this value equal to 0. Okay, so cos theta 1 plus 37 degree equal to 0. Now here cos theta 1 plus 37 degree, so you take the value of cos which is 0. So we know cos 90 is 0. So I write cos 90. Instead of 0, I write cos 90. Now this cos value, this cos value. So compare the angle. So here theta 1 plus 37 equal to 90. 37 transferred over here. So you get theta 1 equal to 90 minus 37, which is 53 degree. Therefore, theta 1 equal to 53 degree. This proves that when two equal masses undergo a glancing elastic collision with one of them at rest, after the collision, they will move at right angles to each other. So if there is a collision, elastic collision between two particles where one is at rest, one particle is rest, then after the collision they will move making an angle 90 degree with each other. Okay, so that is a solution for example 6.13. Now in our everyday world, collisions take place only when two bodies touch each other. Now we know that the collision between two bodies take place when they are colliding with each other, means they are in contact. Okay, when there is a contact or they touch each other, that time there is a collision taking place. Okay, this happens in a normal way of life. But consider a comet coming from far distances to the sun. But if you take a comet which is coming from far towards sun, or alpha particle coming towards a nucleus, or you can say alpha particle, that is positively charged particle, coming towards a nucleus and going away in some direction, what happens here? This alpha particle will not come and attack the nucleus, but from far it will go away. Similarly, the comet will not come and collide with sun directly in contact, but it will move away from distance. Okay, such event here forces acting from distance, such event is called scattering. In this what happens, the forces are acting from distance. Okay, they are not in contact but distance, the force is acting from distance, and this kind of event we call it as a scattering. The velocities and directions in which the two particles go away depends on their initial velocities as well as the type of interaction between them, their masses, shapes and sizes. So now here see, they are coming together and they are moving in different direction, right? So the velocity and the direction in which the two particles go away, that depends on their initial velocities, also the type of interaction between them, also on the masses, shapes and sizes. Okay, so here we end the chapter 6 physics class 11. We'll keep this much for today. Thank you very much.